All right, so this one was introduced to us, I think, like a couple of years ago at this point. And at that point, it was like a Black Panther remake game, if I remember correctly. It was not like Captain America and Black Panther. It was like a really quick tease or something. So didn't really know where this was going, and all we know, like, oh, it's a Black Panther game in like 1900s and so. Now it's like a Black Panther and a Captain America game, and it's like a freaking full-on Unreal Engine 2024 like presentation. So they're gonna like do the demo and stuff. Now I'm not gonna go through the whole video because there is like the intro part of it, and then there's like the director part of it. Which the director of this game is actually the same director for Uncharted 2, Amy Hennig. If I didn't make a mistake there, she's a really, really good director, and this game can be like so good because if you played Uncharted 2 and the way the story and the gameplay everyone was presented, the train sequence back in that day, they were able to do that kind of stuff. This has so much potential. Just that name, Amy's name attached to this, and she's the kind of the head on this project. Whew, this should be good. So we're gonna start from like the presentation part of it, and I think also at the end, I'm also gonna react to the story trailer that also came out alongside of it. Yeah, let's get right into this.
And let's see, yep, you're live, good, okay. So Colin, let's boom down and take a closer look at this environment. So to create a really immersive game experience, the characters and environments have to work together harmoniously. We can't just drop believable characters into a less than convincing world. So we need to start with authentic and densely detailed environments as the setting to our story. And look, because part of our story is set in 1940s occupied Paris, we needed the world to have a really believable and visceral level of detail and grit, as you can see here. So, Roman...
Oh, it's actually live. Like the environment is, they're generating it live.
That's an amazing amount of detail. It would have been nearly impossible to get something this complex.
Man, that Unreal Engine is absolutely like, absolutely nuts.
Kim, let's talk about some of the levels of detail that we're seeing here.
Sure. So we're talking about Nanite's new adaptive tessellation feature. So whilst Nanite lets you create environments like you're seeing here of incredible detail, the memory requirements can become impractical to realize for such a level.
And remember, these videos are compressed, you know,
without the need for lots of
you can tell like there's detail there.
Challenge, and we wanted to deal with it.
So
the little particles in snow.
Right down to the dirt, so folks can see what we're talking about.
So, see how simple this is? Relatively simple ground plane. Actually, let's show the triangle so you can actually see what's there. Just a few hundred triangles. Let's pop it back to the beauty render view. But with this new dynamic tessellation capability, we can actually displace that simple geometry and create new three-dimensional geometry of the quality that you're used to with Nanite. With nothing more than layering tile textures and using shader logic, you can make incredibly complex effects. So instead of me trying to explain it, let's get Colin to show the magic, and let's see a transformation of this face. This technique allows you to see an unprecedented level of geometric detail, but it's also memory efficient and can be changed dynamically in the runtime of your game. So things like footprints or tire
by the time like
or even supernatural effects if you such want.
PlayStation 6 and like the next generation console, the next generation of graphic cards, like the 50 series, I guess.
Look at the triangle view again. There you go.
This stuff is gonna be scary.
So it's a really,
too real.
Really more interesting technique to actually get details into the games without crazy amounts of geometry.
Let's switch it back to the detail view. Thank you. And of course, as you can imagine, this technology isn't just useful for the ground and for the ground terrain. It applies to every detail in the environment. So let's fly over to that pile of objects on the left over there, for example. And Colin, while we do, can you kill those headlights for me? Okay, so imagine our challenge. We're trying to authentically recreate a harsh winter in occupied Paris. That means every prop, every object, every detail, every rooftop needs to be realistically blanketed in snow. So now let's show how we can
really do hope they don't nerf the graphics when the game comes out.
Of course, we can dial it back.
Like after showing this.
It's making me feel chilly, actually.
Yeah, actually, it's a little cold up here.
Or maybe it's just nervous.
And remember, of course, like Kim said, thanks to this technology, this is all actual geometry. So you can see how tools like these would really empower even a small team to art direct and set dress their environments dynamically. It enables our artists to create a series of layers in the environment and then build up the complexity, layer by layer by layer. Now, speaking of set dressing, let's go check out that fire barrel over by the watchtower we saw earlier. Yeah, that's the one there. And let's turn on a light to really illuminate the smoke coming out of the barrel. Thank you. Look at that. That's amazing. We could have never achieved effects this realistic in the past.
Oh,
So this is what we
whoo!
call heterogeneous volumes. In the past, effects like these would be done with particle sprites.
Man,
It's kind of a cheat
look at the
that often breaks
smoke.
down and can look flat. It's nice from afar, but far from nice, as we say back in the UK.
Bruh.
So if we look at the glow,
And that
in
fire is
fire
actually
as it dynamically
finally.
illuminates the
They're
volume,
not that many games, man. Like
see
the
that
fire looks
transform
flat.
through the volume.
Even like
You can also
Callisto
see
Protocol
the smoke
was
itself
such a good looking
casts
game.
shadows onto the
But the
wall
fire
throughout
was
the
like
itself. These
this
volumetrics can also
weird
lead to more visual effects as well.
transparency
So if
kind
you
of
do
thing.
want to
Like
put particles in
didn't
there,
really look realistic at
you can
times.
do it. It all works in a unified way. You can run the simulation, the smoke simulation, in Unreal Engine natively if you want, or you can import OpenVDB datasets as sparse volume textures, resulting in film quality visual effects, volumetric visual effects, all running in real time that are totally responsive to dynamic lighting.
Yeah, and it just looks incredible. Now, of course, all of this is just to help us tell our story, right? And the story is nothing without great characters. So let's head back over to the bridge and catch up with Cap. Now, an essential part of any character's persona
Oh, whoa. All right, here we go.
is their look. And it can be really distracting if the outfit doesn't look as realistic and believable as the rest of the world. You see, Cap's leather uniform fits just like you'd expect in real life, with all the correct material properties and the complexity of creases forming as he moves.
From a technical perspective, this is
detail!
where we can effectively utilize machine learning. We can set up and run complex simulations in a package like
Even
this,
like you can tell
and
like the
import that
clothing
data
itself,
We then
it's
use this to
moving.
train an ML model, producing film quality deformations that run in real time.
But none of this matters without great facial performances. So let's bring Azuri, T'Challa's grandfather and our Black Panther, into this scene, this time with his mask off.
But I know who you are, Captain. America's hero, dancing around in red, white, and blue underwear. That shield that you hide behind does not belong to you. You are unworthy of it.
All right, and as he pauses here, Roman, why don't you go in really close and really show everybody the detail that we have in these models. It's insane, right? It's essential for us to retain every nuance of the outstanding performance that our actor.
Man, the reflection in the eyes, man.
What you
You're like close enough. You can see like Captain America actually reflecting in there, in the eyeball.
Working with the metahuman process,
Oh.
we're able to honor our amazing actors' performances and faithfully transform them into equally powerful.
Man, that Uncharted 2 and all that stuff
Now,
experience is
of course,
gonna
it all
be.
starts with the actor's talent, and we're fortunate to have two of our cast with us in the audience today. So I'd like to introduce Drew Moorline, who plays Captain America.
But that actor actually, Captain America actor, looks like the Kurt Russell's son, who's playing Captain America in the Captain America and Winter Soldier.
And,
Series?
And Kari Payton, our Black
He
Panther.
looks like him.
They're friends. They're not really fighting. It's all good. And of course, I want to take this opportunity to thank them and the rest of our wonderful cast for going on this incredibly crazy journey with us. And now, as a special treat, let's take a look at the entire bridge scene that you saw earlier. But this time, we'll keep Azuri's mask off to really showcase what we can do when all this incredible talent and all these amazing features come together. But remember, this is running entirely in real time.
Awesome.
In real time. Bro, this is a tech person's dream come true.
I'm here on the business of the United States government.
Yours is not the only business here. Stay out of my way.
Stand aside.
I do not take orders from anyone. Turn around, boy. Go home.
Look, pal, I don't know who you are.
But I know who you are. Captain. America's hero. Dancing around in red, white, and blue underwear.
Says the man dressed like an overgrown house cat.
That shield that you hide behind does not belong to you. You are unworthy of it.
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
Hey, I even checked the story trailer out. This better be good.
Fallen Engine, and just to show there's no cheating going on.
With that much work in this?
Timeline. So it really is running on Unreal Engine.
We don't cheat. Yeah.
So,
Imagine an Uncharted
I've
game
never seen
like
performances
this.
in a video game that are so believable. The storytelling, the action, I can't wait. It's going to be so good to play. Anyway, Amy, Colin, Roman, thank you so much for showing your game.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can't wait for it to ship.
Yes. Okay, we better
We'll get on with the
back to
show.
work, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
All
back
right.
to work.
Bye,
Back to
everybody.
work.
Here we go. Story.
They're combing the
Trailer.
streets. Searching house to house.
If they arrest you two, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
This game has the
I'm more
potential to be like a
concerned
technical
with
marvel,
six-foot cat
man.
who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy.
Skydance. Ooh. Woo!
By my count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's 2 too many.
I'll be there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
Hydra.
Please, just to the rooftops. Be careful.
Man, that Black Panther
Stop
costume
assembly.
looks absolutely
When
iconic.
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem. Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough!
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
Oh, okay.
I don't
So
have
it's just
time for this.
without the mask,
Neither do
the
I.
presentation. We'll be there. All right. That was a good look at all of that. All right. Now, I do wonder where this is going to take place. Now, not in terms of the year, 1943, but is it connected to the Spider-Man universe? The games I'm talking about, which Wolverine is part of it. Avengers was supposed to be. I remember an interview like a long time ago when they were making Spider-Man, the first one, that they were like, okay, this is kind of building up to, kind of like the cinematic universe kind of thing. When instead, it's going to be the gaming universe. But the Avengers didn't do well, so I don't know if that plan is still in motion. So if the other games now, this or so, that like connect into it, and then they'll go into that. Still, who knows? Because obviously Wolverine and Spider-Man are connected. And Wolverine game is yet to come. We haven't even seen the trailer yet. So, really, I mean, that presentation was good. I mean, on the technical side, that was really fun to watch. And then the trailer gives you the really good stuff. So let's see. I mean, like, this has potential, man. Like, I hopefully, like, you bring out a really big A+ there, because the director of this game, yeah, Uncharted 2 is one of the best action, kind of a story-driven games of all time, I think. The way they went from number 1 to number 2, and how much they increased in, the presentation, gameplay, the train sequence is still iconic, and they were able to do that on like a PS3. you know? And imagine if that game was like made today and how much they were able to add to it. Who knows? Like Uncharted 4, like they did, right? So just Amy is a really good director, and I really do hope this game is good in every way possible. That's kind of my take. That was a good trailer. Came out of nowhere. Glad I checked it out. What is everybody's take on this? How excited are you? Leave a comment below. Let me know. On that, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. I'll see you all soon. Ta-da. A-cow.